Welcome to FIFA 18, the journey so far. Danny and Swansea face Stoke City and that slime ball Gareth in the League Cup final.
And I guess this is the last we'll ever see of Gareth in this game now.
Yeah, look at the waving. To the delight of South Wales, Swansea won the English League Cup yet again, fictitiously.
Gee, never would have guessed that, Dwibs.
Back to Alex now, as he returns from his injury, having also had a talk with his sister about their past injury experience.
And her mother dying, mustn't forget that.
Well, I didn't put that in, because, well...
But Dwibs, it was so important in getting Alex back up on his feet.
Anyway, your objectives: achieve a maximum partnership rating with your strike partner, link up with Muller to score an assist on 6 goals, and do something else.
You know what it reminds me of?
How much you want to bet, guys, that Gareth is going to transfer to the very team that Alex...
You know, what are you doing?
He was essentially telling me to go fuck themselves.
Alex, I want to tell you...
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to get the subtitles accurate to what he was saying.
No, it wasn't.
Gone away. This has not been a good moment for this club.
Oh boy.
Alex gets to go away, then immediately thinks goal loser.
You think he's Batman at this point, because, let me tell you, every alternate future where Batman doesn't exist is apparently a hellhole. What?
Kind of more worried about you right now. I cannot lie. The pressure is like nothing I have ever known.
Jeez, did the team really rely on Alex that much?
Fans too, we are behind in the league, and they boo us even when we try hard. Maybe I can help change that.
Yeah, because Alex knows what it's like.
The president has lost faith in me. If we don't win some silverware soon, I think my time in this club is done.
Oh god, this club will be terrible without Dino in there.
I love this game so much.
Do it for Dino.
Lord knows he did a lot for us back in the day. Just wanted to remind you that I'm the special guest team player that you picked.
Pretty much.
Like, that was,
I mean, still here, you know.
I'm still in the game. Okay, now we're back in Perry.
But no, what I was saying, Jova, is that, you know what the sister reminded me by bringing up her dead mother as an argument?
What?
You know, that... it kind of reminds me of what Batman Fortunate Son did. The fact that the reason Batman hates rock and roll is because it happened the night of the Wayne that got shot.
Yes.
It's so stupid and out of place.
Yes, that's right. Let's do a checklist. You see, on the very night that the Waynes were shot, they passed by a rock concert. It was Christmas, which is why he hated Christmas. Oh, and something, a certain relative of a Family Guy was there too, which makes him resent said Family Guy. Oh, and he also passed by a snake, so he hates snakes now because of it.
Why doesn't he just hate the ground while he's at it?
Montpellier, oh, we're against
Ubisoft.
Ubisoft.
That'll probably eventually be a story too.
Yep, Paris against Ubisoft.
EA against Ubisoft. What a weird clash of titans.
I guess Ubisoft would win by virtue of not being evil, just more stupid. Well, okay, to put Ubisoft like this, they're like a dancing clown. Sometimes they succeed, a lot of times they're just pretty much. Especially when it comes to E3.
Joker, what would an analogy be where they, what would you call a good analogy for, like, Ubisoft still making Just Dance for the Wii?
Yeah, you know, honestly, the fact that they're still making it for the Wii because a lot of people at hospitals use that, I guess I'd say that's actually for a good cause. They just happen to profit off of it.
As long as it sells, I don't see why not, considering it's literally shovelware.
And the fact that they're doing it for a good cause when it comes to the hospital work here, I can appreciate that.
Although it's interesting though, I have never seen Just Dance 2020 in a shop. Sorry, I've never seen any Just Dance Wii games post Wii closing down.
Oh, expelled.
Oh snap! A red card.
And it's
for
not
that
me.
position. But I'm pretty sure it was more accidental.
Holy
It's a
cow.
penalty.
So, Dwibs wasn't the first one to get a red card in this playthrough. Huh.
Can you imagine if Alex got back just to get expelled?
Oh god, he's dabbing.
No, it was flute thing.
It was the figure waving message.
It looked
Jova, dabs are pretty easy to recognize. That one wasn't.
It looked a lot like a dab, but I guess to be fair, he was keeping his arms 90 degrees parallel to the ground, as opposed to going 45-degree angle diagonal while
Oh,
looking
Mueller,
the other way.
I guess Mueller is the guy with the cyan star, Dwibs.
Yeah, basically in this mode, you have so in this phase of the story, you have you have a different kind of bar that goes inside the regular bar that you get. Like if it goes one way, it favours Alex. If it goes one way, it favours Mueller.
And track back as well. He's got a good work ethic.
Second half.
A couple of teammates who are clearly on the same wavelength.
Boink.
That's a fine challenge, and he's got the ball.
Oh,
Making tracks to the
oh,
middle. Shots on here. But when he gets
there we go.
it's usually a special
Di
one,
Maria.
and that's certainly the case
It's
this
the
time.
same identical pose.
Yeah, I guess
But
that's not a
Alex
dab.
did.
Although they do have some of the similar hand motions, but yeah.
And that could just wrap up the match.
The much
Besides, wasn't the dab being gesture coined by a basketball player?
I have never seen in shops brand new, Wii versions
Whoa.
of Just Dance post the Wii game in shops.
And yet, somewhere out there, they exist.
Power play in these
I'm pretty I'm confident, well, considering the Wii shop, eShop closed, the online services and that, they have to be released physical. So I wonder if I do on order, like you ask the GameStop employer and they give it, and they order a copy for you, stuff like that. I'm pretty sure in countries like South America they have a more high demand, so of course they will have more on stock on stores.
one-sided today, but all credit to the team that are racking up the goals. Nothing so far in this game to... Well, it could be it.
I mean, what?
Well, it was
Another
coming.
chance.
Another shot!
10 men have been struggling
I love how the way the announcer said it, you'd think, oh, this is our last shot at getting a shot, even though he'd been scoring non-stop this match.
In this case, 5-0.
well played. Different angle on it
Oh
here.
my god, the way the goalie ends up on the ground there, it's like shamed.
Need to change the tactics as well
And
as
that
the
look of
players.
defeat, too. Very good, Dwibs. You're breaking their spirits.
Well, if they suck this bad, it's not like they have much of a spirit.
Shot on. What a
Touche.
happy return for Alex Hunter with a hat-trick.
Yeah, it's interesting. Just Dance 2020 is coming out of the very latest stuff, including Google Stadia. Yeah, it's also for the bloody Wii.
Well, Dibs, considering how no one outside of Google is seriously believing Google Stadia is gonna be a good product, I'm not sure what that means.
And can you blame them? Considering that price point, Jesus Christ.
Not just that, presentation-wise, no one seems to be convinced, and the ones that seem to promote to people like MadPack seems to be doing more because they've been paid to, which, considering Google track record, wouldn't surprise me in the slightest.
Although apparently Ubisoft said that the reason they're putting on the Wii is they said, well, a lot of our players and children and families who continue to play on the Wii.
Yeah. Well, Dibs, when it comes to a series like Just Dance, I can totally see that happening. So, considering also it's not that difficult to downgrade it for a system like the Wii, I can see it doesn't cost too much resources. For
The only
Ubisoft to
thing
do
they'd
it.
have to downgrade really are like the graphics.
You're
I
having
think.
trouble with short passes, try to find a teammate who is open, and you need to employ more foresight for making passes like that to avoid offside calls.
Alright, Dwibs, you have your assignment now. Improve on that.
It's gonna be a test.
Yeah, I'll probably score 9 goals and you'll still complain.
You have to be perfect.
Oop, interview.
Alex von Karma.
Especially in the final third of the pitch.
Cheers. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with my performance today, especially for the first game back after injury. But it was a team effort out there.
As always.
Link this team has been missing during your absence.
I feel I've got a really good understanding with my teammates, and the fans were amazing, really inspiring. I think the teams above us need to start looking over their shoulders.
Alex, welcome back.
Ooh.
Congratulations.
Fighting words.
Cheers.
Yeah,
Calling them out, IRL.
his words are packed as what punches are shooting.
Which
He's
is...
got yet another match ball.
The idea that you have been finally introduced to your team after a long period of absence due to your injury fills you with determination.
Just like almost everything else outside of dying.
Wow. That's right, everyone. If you die, it's because you weren't determined enough.
And only if you have
Sometimes
enough
literally.
determination can you live after that.
So yeah, we're rivals at the minute, but we work up to teammates, partners, strivers.
Telepathic, that's the goal you need to reach.
Yeah,
Oh,
like you can sense what the others are gonna do.
Oh.
how weird.
So now what, training?
Expect
Yep.
to win a silverware each and every day. And the success
Oh,
starts with
Dino.
committed training. Today we challenge
Makes
each
me
other
wonder,
every
is the
day.
game actually going to end with us being on the team with Dino? How interesting. Oh, rooftop rampage!
Of course. Well, I think I suggested this one to Dwibs.
Really?
Try to something secure, I said!
Hurry, Nino! Or you'll miss the bus! It's perfect.
She's too busy car racing at the moment.
Oh, I take it you've been keeping up with Nitro Fuel, Chiroy.
I have the game.
As do I. On Switch, of course.
So yeah, it's
PS4.
it's interesting enough. I think Nina Cortex has been. Well, actually, yeah, it's both Nina and Crunch, where they're the British created Crash characters that have stuck around the longest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it makes
I
sense.
forgot to Dwibs. Vicarious Vision is American as a team.
Yeah,
Reminder
Okay,
that
people-
Nina was actually supposed to originally show up in Crash Nitro Car when Traveler's Tales were the ones making that game.
well, not Crash Twin Sanity.
No. Here's the
He's
thing.
from Twin
Here's the
Sanity.
thing, Dwibs. Traveler's Tales were originally the people making Crash Nitro Kart before Vicarious Visions replaced them. So Nina was
The
originally
only-
going to first debut in the Crash Nitro Kart of all games.
The only new character that Vicarious Vision created was Entrance, as far as I recall.
Who later did show up in Nitro Kart, and you can now play
Mhm.
as in Nitro Field. But yeah, Nina, and yeah, then after she didn't show up in Nitro Kart because Traveler's
Well,
Tales
we're
got
up
booted
against
off
the
that
year.
game, she was then going to show up in Crash Insanity as her debut. However, Vicarious Visions got a hold of her, and she showed up first in the crossover between Crash Bandicoot and Spyro.
Wait, which one?
Both.
Spiral Orange.
Basically, sure, she shows up
She's
as
a
a boss.
boss,
She shows
a
up as a
terrible
boss
one
in
at
both
that.
Spyro Orange and Crash Purple. Personally, I prefer her boss fight in Crash Purple more than her boss fight in Spyro Orange.
Those are the really bad GBA games, aren't they?
Yep, that's right,
Crash,
Sherwood.
Crash
Crash
Purple
is
is
just-
Crash Purple is the better of the two, but at the concept level, they're both very mediocre.
Let me put it like this. Traveler's Tales weren't too happy that she ended up making her debut in there. And because of that, she's had quite the character arc. She's gone from being a person who
A
acts
mute.
like... Well, okay, she acts pretty much like a tyke in the GBA games, referring to Spyro as a cute purple puppy who she would like to play with. Of course, considering her bionic hands, that's kind of dangerous for him. Then there's
In
Crash...
Twin Sanity, there's almost no characterization at all. She
She's a muted Twin Sanity.
She was originally supposed to speak in Twin Sanity, but that game got
cutting
rushed.
corners.
So yeah, they
Most of
cut
the
corners there.
characterization comes from what Cortex says.
Mind you, having heard some of her dialogue in the later games, I prefer she was.
I
Okay.
like her.
Okay. I'm not okay. Look,
Oh, what
for as
happened?
much as I don't like a lot of what Radical Entertainment did, Nina's personality I do appreciate. I mean, okay, she's a teeny brat in Crash Tag Team Racing, and like a lot of the voice lines from that game, yeah, they can be quite colorful.
Oh, just stepped on him.
And then I'll admit, they actually elevate Nina to being competent enough, I guess, considering how she's graduated from the Academy of Evil by that time of that game, and Crash of the Titans to the point where she's the one calling the shots.
Nothing. He didn't even move.
And now she's back in Crash Team Racing Nitrofield, and thankfully she is not a mute. Although, funnily enough, she's not being voiced by Amy Gross anymore. Now
Is she voiced by Cassandra Lee, I think?
Actually, no. Wait, Cassandra Lee?
Who voices her now, Joba?
Debbie Derryberry.
Oh, okay.
Coco's voice.
It's funny because Debbie Derryberry has voiced her before in Crash of the Titans on the DS. Yeah, believe it or not,
specific.
basically, Crash of the Titans on the DS is actually the version that a lot of people prefer because that game plays a lot more like classic Crash Bandicoot while bringing in the Titans gameplay stuff here and there.
I think Debbie Derryberry is the longest running consistent Crash voice actor. She's been voicing Coco since Wrath of Cortex back in 2001.
And now, thanks to the Insane
And I hope
trilogy,
she sticks around.
Yeah, she's definitely one of my favorites. And I'll admit, for a good portion of time, I did not know that was her voicing Nina in Crash Team Racing Nitrofield. I almost thought for a bit that Amy Gross was back, though to be fair, Amy Gross is kind of retired from voice acting.
All they've got to do now is remake Bash so Bam. Debbie Derryberry's retroactively been in every Crash game ever.
Although Crash Bash doesn't even really have voice acting except for Aku Aku and Uka Uka.
That's the
They're
thing,
the only
Jonah.
ones who speak.
Even in victory poses, the characters just do very awkward grunts of laughter.
Hell, Tiny's victory grunt, I think, is Komodo Moe's from Crash Bandicoot 2, now that I've seen it.
It's weird.
But yeah,
Baby Beanox picked names out of the hat.
basically, it seems that what they're doing with Nina Cortex is essentially what they're doing with a lot of characters. They're making sort of a composite character, combining her design from Twinsanity, thank goodness, with her mentality and mannerisms from the Radical Entertainment games, which I guess makes sense since that's when she had more of a personality. Well, more of a personality post the Crash Bandicoot and Spyro crossovers. I'll admit, I do kind of like how she starts off as being this type, seeing as how it's mentioned in her bio for Twinsanity that she did have this love for her cute little animals and all that, and that's sort of why her uncle sent her off to the Academy of Evil to brush up on how to properly be.
Yeah, don't you mean father?
Oh right, yeah, her father. He's also the one who
Freudian sleep, so.
I was about to ask. That's the only question I still have. Who did Cortex get with?
Maybe.
Who was the quote lucky lady?
Could it have
been?
Could it have been his sister-in-law? I'm assuming that it was his.
I bet it was his old headmistress.
Amberly?
No, please.
The same woman who he kills? Well, maybe she's not dead, but you know.
Well, considering the rights of that game,
Also, remember, there's that piece of artwork that people got from Nitrofield that is sort of a portrait from the Academy of Evil, but as Madame Amberly, already adult, Engine, Embryo, and Cortex as kids, with the Evil twins also as the pets, and Nina, essentially a small portrait photo of Nina just attached to it after that.
That's
so,
cute.
Take that for what you will.
Wait, that would mean that if Cortex screwed Amberly, then that would mean he would have had to have been a kid.
The team still have been able to win without you.
It could have happened after, you know.
So what happened?
Hard to say. All depends how you look at it. I mean, would I have scored my goals without my teammates setting them up? Who knows?
Answer the question.
Still a mystery.
But this is a team game, and it was 11 of us out there who got the result.
A commendable attitude, Alex.
Alex sounds very pissed.
You know, speaking of Crash Team Racing Nitrofield, this Halloween Grand Prix seems to be very Twinsanity based.
See, their bond is strengthening. It's just like Fire Emblem Awakening.
So what was gonna happen next is the guy who was the guy who wrote that letter to Vicarious Visions for the Twinsanity group gonna pop up again?
Maybe. I mean, heck, they brought back evil flipping Coco, a cut character for a skin as Coco. Obviously more family friendly.
Didn't they also have Fake Crash in there?
And if the silhouette is anything to go by, they want to recover that original character who was still was supposed to be in the original CTR.
Oh yeah, that thing. Fasty, they call it.
Anyway,
honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they get a Twinsanity remake. Oh right, we were talking about a FIFA game.
in case you don't know, yeah, this Swansea, sorry, my bad. Alex team continually steamrolled the French opposition.
Oh gee, what a shock! I would have never have guessed that Dwibs beat someone in this game.
Yarp.
More than 11.